This is such a special place. You drive through the streets of Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the New York Jets and the Green Bay Packers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. The Packers at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And some room to work. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Now Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Bo Melton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers are on the board first here this afternoon. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he'll find Hall. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The end result, 21 yards.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Wilson.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. Steps away to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
This defense for the Packers, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Throwing again here, Wilson. Flush to his right. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann.
Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
3-2, their record through the first 5 games of the year as they got the victory last week. It's still early, just October, but what have you seen from these guys so far?
Well, what I've seen is a team that's still figuring out all their pieces because they've got some new faces from a year ago and in some new draft picks. Sometimes it takes a month or so before you really start to gel as a team and for those players to figure out their roles. But right now, I see them starting to elevate.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. Flushed out right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him the first.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Jones with a nice gain there on 1st down as he takes his forward and call it a pickup of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary, all of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon.
The Jets have Braxton Berrios back deep.
And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. They'll go again with Hall. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 7 yards there and a first down.
If you were going to choose a franchise back from the 2022 class, most figured it would be Breece Hall out of Iowa State, and he was the first guy off the board to the New York Jets. More than looked the part of a bell cow offensive cornerstone at Iowa State, and by testing numbers, one of the best athletes we've seen enter the league at his position.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down. There are times on carries like that where he looks a little bit older than his rookie status.
How many times have we talked when we've gone out to dinner about how precocious these youngsters are that come into the NFL now? They play at a higher level at a younger age. The stars aren't quite in their eyes as much as they used to be, huh?
Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop. On 2nd and 9, Wilson. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Now Wilson. Being chased out left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football. He's taken down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too. And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves at every position, because anyone can go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. So Wilson runs off, and now they will go to the man they call Greg the Leg, Greg Zuerlein. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress, and I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Off the option, it's Jones. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Rodgers now on 1st down. That's complete to Dobbs. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
Dobbs made the day 3 of the draft, and Green Bay loves the dimension he brings to their group of receivers, and that's speed. The head coach really wanted someone who could take the top off of the defense in the draft, and they got him in Romeo Dobbs out of Nevada. You can easily see him getting steadily more and more targets as the weeks go on.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That's the third time on this drive that these two connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They have their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Andrew Beck, his first touchdown on the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. From the 6. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw here into the hands of Moore. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Now Wilson on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. It's Preston Smith. He gets the sack there. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Play action. Now Wilson. Under pressure, they got him again. So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. Looking to throw. Wilson. He's going to look deep for more. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Packers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Rodgers going to throw. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one good for 26 and a first down. Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his one-on.
And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. On play action. Now Rodgers.
Looking for Tunyon on the crosser, and he's got it complete.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Touchdown, Packers. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 70.
And the Packers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off.
Takes it at the 7. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. A final shot before half for Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. Finding room in midfield. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead to the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. A short kick taken at the 18.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He's going to sling this deep downfield.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Jair Alexander.
And the Packers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
They were well aware of the scoreboard as they went into halftime, and they know how tough it's been to put up any kind of points. But if there's a positive after that play, is that they were able to take a shot at the end zone on their opening drive of this half. The negative, though, that shot at 6 ended in an interception, and we know that's not going to jumpstart this struggling offense.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw caught by his receiver, Hill.
And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Now it's Rodgers. And he rifles one incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And going deep for Hill. Well, this is taken in. It's complete.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
55 rushing yards rushing for him now to this point.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll pitch it out to Jones. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball-controlled football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On first down, Rodgers.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense.
And that is caught at the 10-yard line. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
And they'll run it. This is James Robinson.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
I don't even have to stretch for this one. This is 4-down territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the fourth quarter, but still. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets.
Elijah Moore.
A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Jets get a bit closer.
Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and it makes the score 21-10.
Jets 10. Frank Zuerlein to kick off for the Jets.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away.
Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
At their own 14-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
Give the tackle that time to Jordan Whitehead.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one good for 37 yards.
Lambeau Field, one of the best home field advantages in the NFL, no doubt. And they're a happy bunch here as the Packers lead third quarter.
Now this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
He's got the hook up with Dobbs.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
They go back to the ground with Jones. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down and at the 14-yard line. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball and continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
Eddie Pinheiro on the field goal of 31 yards now.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
The Jets take over first and 10. At their own 26-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
On 2nd and 10, Wilson.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Packers pick it up. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. A disappointing end of the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage, you're strictly a runner now. There's no more downfield threat. Make sure you take care of the football while you're traversing downfield. Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Now Rodgers. And it's a Packers touchdown. Aaron Jones from 6 yards away. And the Packers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Pinheiro's extra point up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Takes it at the 7. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Uncorks one for Davis. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Second and 10 now, Wilson. And this one is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. Open man here is Conklin. And they work this well upfield across the 45. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Rashawn Gary able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Wilson. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10, Wilson. And he'll find Hall. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A big play that that time on the catch and run. 32 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Another try after the 1st down sack. Wilson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Preston Smith picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaching, I always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Packers will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Bryce Hall.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They're in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. Now it's Wilson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Rodgers throwing here. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made.
And here comes Berrios.
They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmaker.
He's got a man complete.
And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10.
Big yardage that time for the Jets. 58 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. This is caught, and he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Zerline good with a PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. And this is recovered by the Packers, so that might just about do it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Man open, here is Jones. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for the Packers, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they will hit the road next week to take on Washington. Meanwhile, for the Jets, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos.